So I want to do a reading on, are we going to have a major correction in the stock market before the end of the year? Now, I said I'm asking if we're going to have a correction, not a recession, a correction, because a correction is just kind of a normal thing that happens in the stock market. I think there's an average 20% correction in the stock market about every 3 years. And then there's an average stock market correction of 10% every year. And the reason I'm asking if there's going to be a correction instead of a recession, because what Trump's worried about, or what he says he's worried about, is a recession. But a recession doesn't just happen overnight. It's something that slowly, over months and months, starts becoming apparent. And something like that, even if it were to start right now, I don't think would be obvious, and I don't think it would hurt Trump. But a correction in the stock market, which I don't even think Trump knows the difference between a correction and a recession, but anyway, a correction in the stock market would, because it would be played in a very doom and gloom fashion that we were headed into a recession. So that's my question. My question is, will we have a correction before the end of the year? Sometime this year, will we have a correction, a major correction, like 20% or more? And don't worry, if we have a correction, they usually don't last very long, but it would last long enough to damage Trump. So let's see. Are we going to have a correction before the end of the year? Are we going to have a correction in the stock market of 20% or more before the end of the year? I have no idea whether we will or not, but let's see. Let's see. Okay, first card. Temperance. That's that's talking about moderation, a balance. Maybe the Fed will balance things so we won't have a correction. Let's see. The Emperor, maybe that's the Fed chairman who's trying to control things to keep us from going into a correction. Two of Cups, partnership. Maybe the Fed is partnering and is actually listening to Trump, who's talking about a rate cut. Page of Cups, an offer, sometimes misguided, or news misguided, or misguided emotions. So, I mean, just from those cards right there, it looks to me like we're not going to have a correction, and it is going to be because the Fed comes in and cuts rates. I'm going to do one more row just to see what we get. Page of Wands, there's some news. Knight of Wands, bigger news, right underneath the Emperor card. So maybe we're going to get a bigger rate cut like Trump wants. Ace of Wands, there's the action. There's the action being taken right underneath the Two of Cups, the partnership. And then the last card, King of Cups. And this guy, this particular king, is drinking from the cup as if he's satisfied. So I would say that it looks like we won't have a correction because the Fed's going to step in and do a major rate cut. So it looks like the stock market will stay moderated at least throughout the end of this year.